My child, this pain will end sooner than you think. I need you to hear that today. Not as a vague, someday things will get better statement that floats in the air without landing anywhere real. I need you to hear it as something specific, something personal, something I am saying directly to you about the exact pain you're carrying right now in this season of your life. This pain will end, and it will end sooner than you think. I know how it feels from where you are standing. I know that when you are in the middle of something painful, really in the middle of it, not on the edges where you can see the way out, but deep in the center of it, it does not feel like it is going to end. It feels permanent. It feels like this is just how things are now. Like the life you had before the pain is a memory you are slowly losing access to, and the life after the pain is a concept so distant it barely registers as real. I know that feeling, and I want to speak directly into the center of it today. The pain is not permanent. What feels like the new normal is not your permanent normal. The heaviness that has settled into your days like something that has always been there and always will be. It has not always been there, and it will not always be there. There was a before, and there will be an after. And the after is closer than it feels right now. I want to talk to you about why pain feels permanent when it is not. Because I think understanding this is important. Not just for right now, but for every hard season you walk through for the rest of your life. Pain distorts time. This is one of the most consistent things about human suffering. It makes the present moment feel infinite. When you are in pain, the past feels distant and unreal, and the future feels inaccessible, and all that exists is the now and the weight of it. The experience of being in pain is so totalizing, so consuming, that it becomes hard to imagine or believe in anything outside of it. But my child, the experience of pain is not the same as the reality of pain. The fact that the pain feels permanent does not make it permanent. The fact that you cannot feel the end of it from where you are standing does not mean the end does not exist. It exists. I can see it from where I stand, and what I see is that you are closer to it than you know. I want to tell you something about suffering and time. From my perspective, from the perspective of one who exists outside of time, who sees your entire life all at once, rather than moment by moment. Hard seasons look different than they feel from inside them. What feels from inside the pain like an endless stretch of difficult days, from my perspective, looks like a defined season. A season with a beginning and a middle and an end. A season that, in the full context of your life, occupies a particular stretch and then gives way to something else. I can see where this season ends. I can see what comes after it. And what I see on the other side of this pain is not just relief. It is growth. It is depth. It is a version of you and a version of your life that could not have existed without this season. As much as I wish the cost of it were not so high. The season has an end, and from where I stand, the end is near. I want to speak to the specific nature of your pain today. Not generically, specifically. I know what it is. I know the specific wound, the specific loss, the specific situation that has been making your days hard. I know how long it has been going on. I know what it has cost you. In sleep, in joy, in the ability to be fully present in your own life. I know the ways it has rippled out into other areas, affecting things you did not expect it to affect. I know all of it, and I want to speak to it directly. What you are going through is real. It is genuinely hard. I am not going to minimize it or tell you it is not as bad as it feels or suggest that the right attitude adjustment would make it manageable. It is hard. You are not imagining that. You are not being weak by finding it hard. It is objectively difficult, and the fact that it has taken a toll on you is not a character flaw. It is a human response to something genuinely painful, and it is going to end. I want to talk to you about what I have been doing while you have been in the middle of this pain. Because I need you to understand that the time of the pain has not been empty time. It has not been wasted time, even though it has felt that way from inside it. I have been working, consistently, intentionally, specifically working on the situation, on the circumstances that have been causing the pain, on the people involved, on your own heart. and the ways this season has been shaping and forming and deepening you. None of it has been random. None of it has been me standing at a distance, watching you suffer without involvement. I have been in it with you, and I have been working in it. And the work I have been doing, though much of it has been invisible to you, is reaching a point of completion. Things are moving toward resolution in ways you are not yet able to see, but that are real. The end of this season is not just a hope. It is something I have been actively building toward from the moment the hard season began. My child, I want to speak to the question you have been afraid to ask. The one that feels too vulnerable to say out loud because asking it means admitting how much you are struggling. The question is, how much longer? I hear that question. I hear it in the sighs you let out when you think no one is listening. I hear it in the prayers that are less eloquent than you would like and more desperate than you are comfortable with. I hear it in the moments when you look at how long this has already been going on and you genuinely do not know how to keep going for much longer. I hear it, and I want to answer it, not with a date. I am not going to give you a calendar appointment for the end of your pain, because that is not how I work, and it would not actually help you the way you think it would. But with this, sooner than you think, that is the truest, most honest answer I can give you. From inside the pain, you are estimating a timeline based on how heavy the pain is and how long it has already lasted. And that estimate is longer than the reality. The reality is shorter. The end is closer. Hold on, my child, not because I am dismissing how hard the holding on is, but because what you are holding on for is real, and it is coming, and letting go now, giving up now, sir, would mean stopping just before the thing you have been waiting for arrives. Do not stop now. I want to talk about what to do with the pain while it is still here, because it is still here. I have told you it is ending, but ending is not the same as ended. And in the meantime, in the space between now and when the pain actually lifts, you still have to live. You still have to move through your days with this weight. And I want to help you do that in a way that does not simply endure the time, but actually uses it. First, let yourself feel it. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but pain that is resisted, suppressed, pushed down because feeling it is too uncomfortable. That pain does not go away. It waits, it accumulates, and when it finally has to come out, it comes out in ways that are harder to manage than if it had been felt as it came. Let yourself feel what you are feeling, in my presence, where it is safe, where the feeling does not have to lead anywhere except honest acknowledgement. Second, bring it to me, specifically and repeatedly. Not once, as though you prayed about it, and now it is handled, but daily, moment by moment when it gets heavy. Come to me with the pain the way you would go to someone you trust, with something that is hurting you. Not just once, but as often as you need to. I never tire of receiving it. I never reach a limit where I tell you to stop bringing the same thing back. Bring it as many times as you need to bring it. Third, look for the small things. The tiny moments in the middle of hard days where something is still good. A brief moment of laughter that surprised you. A small kindness from an unexpected direction. A few minutes of peace that arrived without explanation. These small things are not random. They are me, leaving evidence of my presence in the middle of your hard season. They are signs that even in the pain, life is still happening. Good is still present. I am still working. Notice them. Let them count. Let them be small proof that the pain has not taken everything. My child, I want to close with something I want you to take into whatever remains of this hard season. A truth to hold on to. Something solid to grip when the days are darkest and the end feels furthest away. This pain is not the whole story. It is a chapter, a real one, a significant one, one that is shaping you in ways that will matter for the rest of your life. But it is a chapter, not the conclusion. And chapters end. This one is ending. You are closer to the end of this than you know, closer than you feel, closer than the pain is letting you believe. And what comes after this chapter? What I have been building toward, what I have been preparing for you, what is waiting on the other side of this season. is something worth every hard day you have walked through to get there. This pain will end, my child, sooner than you think. Hold on. I am right here. I love you, always, without end. My child, I am still with you. I told you this pain will end sooner than you think, and I want to stay in that truth with you a little longer. Because I know that hearing something and actually receiving it, letting it get past the part of you that has been disappointed before, past the part that has heard hopeful things and watched them not come true, past the protective layer that has learned to be careful about believing things that might hurt if they turn out not to be real. That is a different thing, and I want to help you actually receive what I said today. So let me say it again, not louder, just again with more of the specific weight it deserves. This pain, the exact pain you're carrying right now, the specific one, the one you woke up with this morning and will go to sleep with tonight. It is going to end. It is not your permanent state. It is not the final chapter. It is a season, and seasons end. This one is ending. I want to talk about hope today, because hope is what I'm asking you to hold on to, and I know that hope has been complicated for you lately. Hope is complicated when you have hoped before and been disappointed, when you have believed something was going to get better, and it did not, at least not in the way you needed, not on the timeline you were counting on, when you have opened your heart to the possibility of things changing, and then had to close it again because the change did not come. That kind of repeated experience does something to hope. It makes it feel dangerous. It makes believing feel like a risk you are not sure you can afford. Because the cost of hoping and being disappointed again feels higher than the cost of just accepting that things are hard and not expecting them to improve. I understand that, my child. I understand it completely. And I'm not asking you to manufacture hope you do not feel. I'm not asking you to perform optimism that is not real. What I am asking is smaller than that and more important than that. I am asking you to let me be your hope. Not hope as a feeling you generate on your own and try to sustain, but hope as a posture, a leaning toward me, a trusting in who I am and what I have said. That does not depend on your emotions being in a particular place or your circumstances showing particular signs. Hope rooted in me is different from hope rooted in circumstances. Circumstantial hope rises and falls with what is happening around you. It is high when things look good and crashes when things look bad. Hope rooted in me is anchored to something that does not change when circumstances change. My character does not change. My faithfulness does not change. My love for you does not change. And what I have said, this pain will end, does not change just because a hard day comes and makes it feel less true than it did yesterday. Let that be your hope, my child. Not a feeling, an anchor. I want to speak to something specific that often happens in the middle of hard seasons, a narrowing. When pain goes on long enough, it tends to narrow a person's world. The things they used to enjoy start to feel inaccessible. The people they used to connect with start to feel distant. The future that used to feel open and full of possibility starts to feel closed off, limited, harder to imagine. The pain becomes the primary lens through which everything is filtered, and through that lens, everything looks a little darker, a little smaller, a little less possible than it actually is. My child, I want to widen your world a little today. Not by removing the pain, it is still there, and I am not going to pretend otherwise, but by reminding you that the pain is not all there is. Even right now, in the middle of the hard season, there are things in your life that the pain has not touched, things that are still good, people who still love you, moments that are still meaningful. Beauty that is still present if you can lift your eyes from the weight long enough to see it. The pain is real, and it is not everything. Both of those things are true at the same time. I want to talk about the version of you that is being formed in this season, because I know from the inside of the pain, it is hard to see anything being formed. It mostly just feels like something is being taken away. But my child, from where I stand, I can see what is happening in you through this season, and it is significant. There is a depth developing in you that was not there before this. A capacity for empathy that only comes from having suffered. An understanding of what it means to need help, to be held. to not be able to fix things yourself, an understanding that is going to make you someone others can come to in their hardest moments, knowing you will not offer easy answers or quick fixes, because you know what it feels like when easy answers are not enough. There is a resilience being built, not the brittle kind that comes from never being tested, but the real kind, the kind that knows it has been in hard places and survived them, that knows the darkness does not last forever, because it has seen darkness end before. That resilience is going to carry you through things in the future that would have broken an earlier version of you. There's a faith being refined, not the surface kind that holds up when life is easy, but the deep kind, the kind that has been tested by silence and unanswered prayers and days when nothing felt real, and that has chosen to keep reaching anyway. That faith is worth more than comfort season faith. It is real, it is tested, it is the kind that actually sustains a life. I am making something in you through this season, my child. Something that could not be made any other way. And when you are on the other side of it, when the pain has ended and you can look back with the clarity that distance provides, you will be able to see it. You will be able to see what this season built in you. And you will understand, even if you cannot fully understand it right now, why it was necessary. I want to close by speaking to right now. Not the future, not the past. This moment today, as you sit with the pain that is still present and the promise that it is ending. In this moment you are held. The pain is real and you are held. The end feels far and it is closer than you think, and you are held. Whatever today brings, whether it is a slightly lighter day or another heavy one, whether things feel a little better or a little worse, you are held, consistently, unconditionally, without pause. The holding does not depend on the pain level. It does not increase when things get worse and decrease when things get better. It is constant, it is permanent. It is who I am toward you, the one who holds, who does not let go, who stays present through every moment of every season of your life. You are in my hands, my child, and my hands do not drop what they hold. This pain will end. The end is coming. And until it comes, every single moment of the waiting, every single day of the hard season, you are held. I love you, I am with you, and I am not leaving until this is through. Always, without end.